All right, guys, my name's Murray. I am with the Boring Light. We are going to do a quick video to get the Blue Ghost app set up on your phone and connected to your Cybertruck. So once you've got the bar connected and installed on the light, you're going to want to go ahead and download Blue Ghost app on the App Store. I'm using an iPhone, but you can use an Android. It'll be the exact same app. So I've got it downloaded here on my screen. I'm going to go ahead and tap that and open it up. And it's going to default to the screen, or I'm sorry, the menu on the bottom right. That is your connection menu, and it already picks it up. Make sure that the Cybertruck is on. Keep a door open or your parking lights on or something so the Cybertruck is actually sending 48 volts directly to the light. So you can see it already popped up. It says Blue Ghost. I'm going to go ahead and click that. It's going to ask for a PIN. I'm going to enter 0000 and it'll ask to pair. So I'm going to go ahead and click pair. And then at the bottom it says active connections. You'll see it connecting. It's a little loading bar on the bottom left. So once it goes to 100%, it's going to go ahead and go to the home menu on the bottom left. So we are going to not mess with that just yet. We're going to go to the gear icon on the bottom right. And we want to check some settings here. So the nickname, that's just naming the bar so when it shows up, you know whose bar it is in case you're maybe next to other people that have a Boring Light. So I'm just going to name this the Boring Light. Click done. So the hardware version will be 2. Now your LED type, we want to make sure that says RGBW. Your LED mode you'll leave as legacy, and all the other functions you'll just leave as is. You won't have to mess with those. Then we're going to go to the lightning bolt option at the bottom. You will need to change one setting here if it's not already defaulted on your app, and your first drop-down menu says basic. We're going to click that and we're going to change that to triggered. And this is just going to make sure your Bluetooth controller is going to send an output to turn your bar on for your parking light, your show modes, your turn signals, whatever it may be. So it needs to say triggered, and all of those icons underneath triggered need to be lit up in purple. If they're not, you can see I'm just clicking them to turn them off. Just go ahead and click those and make sure they're all on. Then we're going to go ahead and go to the next menu over at the bottom. Those are the building blocks. So this gives you the ability to change a couple of functions on each LED strip, your left and right channel. We do want to make sure that the controller recognizes how long the strip is. So it's defaulted on the left channel. We're going to hit that plus sign. And all we're going to do on here is we're just going to change the size. Now, depending on the date that you purchased your Boring Light, you're going to have 2 different sizes here. And I'll show you how to check your actual light bar itself to see which size you need to do. Now my light bar is a 37, so I'm going to click the size on the right till it goes to 37. Then I'm going to go up top, click on the right channel, and I'm going to do the same. I want to make sure that this is 37. Now we can go ahead and go over to the actual show modes. So that's going to be the home menu on the bottom left. So we'll go ahead and click that. And every time you make a change, you're going to see on the top right, it says save pending, or you'll see that little memory card with the green loading bar. And that's just the app itself sending the settings over to the controller and making sure it does get saved. So on the show mode, so all we're going to do here is press that plus sign. It's going to go ahead and open up a show mode. And you've got a couple of options here. So at the top, you've got a name option, so you can name this show mode whatever you want. I'm just going to name it Custom 1. And then the next menu down is a drop-down. These are all the presets that are actually built into the app. So there's a good amount. Starts with popcorn here, and you can see there's a lot of presets already in here. And the last one is Interstellar. So I'm going to go to the most popular one, which is the kaleidoscope. You'll probably see these on a lot of videos. And what this does is it does a wave effect to the left and right with selected colors. So it's going to fade through every single color here. So the next option right below the kaleidoscope is going to be, for this particular one, it's called a scale, which is kind of the size of it. So if I bring this all the way to the left, you can see that this sizing of the actual color shift is a little bit smaller. And if I bring it all the way to the right, you can see now you can not really see the actual shift in color because it's so wide. So now it almost looks like the entire bar is shifting all at once. So I'm going to bring that back to the center. And then the next option below is going to be the color shift option. So on this one, it's actually the speed. So if I go all the way to the left, we're just going to go to 6%. Well, we'll say 3%. You can see it's shifting very, very slow now. And if we bring it to the right, you can see now it's shifting very fast. So most of these options on all these presets are generally going to be the same. Your top slider bar is going to be like the sizing or the scaling of the effect. And then the next option below is going to be the speed of how fast this animation will actually go through all of its functions and colors. The next one down there is going to be the dimmer. So we have it all the way to the right, obviously. If we bring it all the way to the left, it's just going to dim the bar. So we're going to leave that over to the right. And then right below that are the colors. So we've got 6 colors selected here. That's actually the maximum amount of colors that we can actually do on any given preset. So I'm going to go ahead and click that trash can that is on the purple one. We're going to delete that color. We're going to delete the blue, delete the cyan. So now we're left with red, yellow, and green. So you can see the difference in the bar now. It's only using red, yellow, and green. I'm going to delete the green. Now it's just red and yellow. And if you want to add a color, you'll just click that plus sign. And you're going to use the color wheel at the bottom right. And I'm going to make this, let's do purple. So you can see the change that it makes when we change that to purple. So if you want to save this show mode, just click the home menu at the bottom left. And then you can see custom 1 is now loaded onto my list of show modes. So I'm going to go ahead and do one more. I'll name this one Knight Rider. And I'm going to do the popular Knight Rider effect. So we're going to choose Cylon. And we can see that it's already loaded with a couple different colors here. So I'm going to delete all those. I just want the standard red. And I don't like the size of it. So I'm going to go ahead and bring the size slider down to maybe about, let's do 8%. And then I want it to move a little bit faster. So I'm going to bring that second slider all the way to the right. And then I'm going to press that plus sign because it all looks good to me. It'll save it. And now I've got 2 show modes here. Now if I want to use the show modes, all I have to do is just go into that show mode option and then just click Knight Rider. It'll illuminate purple here. And then you can see the Cybertruck is now emitting that custom show mode there. If you want to delete them, you can click that trash can. If you want to edit them, you can click the gear symbol right next to it as well. So the last menu that we want to go over is going to be the car menu. So the car menu is right next to that home button. We're going to click that. And all this one is to help you change the color of your DRL as you're driving. So you can see the option parking lights. That is the only option that you'll actually mess with. The turn signal, brake signal, and reverse signal options you will not use unless you install the turn signal harness. The brake signal and reverse signal you will just not use. It is not applicable on the Cybertruck. So under parking lights, I have it set to the traditional white. If I want to change that, I'll just click that white option under parking lights, and I'll just move this slider bar to whatever I want that parking light to be. And then under that, it is the animation that is going to happen when you enter your Cybertruck, when you exit your Cybertruck. So I'm going to go ahead and turn off this show mode of the Knight Rider. I'm going to leave my parking light on the cyan. And we're going to go ahead and use scan sweep. Scan sweep is the animation that's factory on the Cybertruck. So it's very, very similar to it. And then on the right side of that scan sweep, you can see a couple of slider bars again. You can do the size of the scan sweep. You can do the speed of the scan sweep. So we've got 34% on the size, 81% on the speed. So we will go ahead and I'm going to go ahead and turn these parking lights on so it'll turn on the DRL for us. And we should get an animation. And that is our parking light as well. So that is the color that this Cybertruck will run while driving. If we don't want the cyan, we can move that. I will click that cyan color swatch, and I'm going to go ahead and move this over to, there's purple, there's red, orange, yellow, white, green, blue, but I'm going to go ahead and leave it on the cyan here. So that scan sweep will also happen when the vehicle is turned off. So if we turn off the parking lights, we'll get that animation. I'm going to go ahead and change this to Rainbow Road because this is a popular one as well. And then we'll turn on the DRL. And we'll make sure the app sends that and saves the actual setting. And we'll do one more here. We'll just do the stair step. I'm going to change the size and the speed of that one. We'll turn it on. It'll run that animation, and then when the vehicle turns off, it'll run that animation again. So that's pretty much it. And that's how you set up the Ghost app with your new boring light. Thanks, enjoy.